welcome to GemChem. Now today's video is on solid state part 7 and here we will deal with classification of crystal based on bond type, molecular crystals and packing fraction. Now before starting, if you are new to GemChem, do not forget to subscribe to the channel by hitting the subscribe button and press the bell icon for regular updates. Now if you have not watched the previous parts of solid state, then you can watch it. I will give the link in the description box as well as the I button present above this video. Now let us start. Now classification of crystals based on bond type is 4 types, that is molecular crystals, ionic crystals, covalent crystals and metallic crystals. Now forces holding constituents of molecular crystals are of van der Waals type. These are weaker forces. As we know, van der Waals forces are weaker type and these crystals are soft and possess comparatively low melting point. This is important as the crystal is soft, so it is easier to break, so it has a low melting point. Now what are the examples of molecular crystal? Carbon dioxide, that is CO2, CCl4 and most of the organic compounds starting from methane, and as we go above it is all molecular crystals. Now ionic crystals are involved with the forces which are electrostatic in nature. These are stronger and non-directional type. So since these forces are stronger and non-directional type, so we can understand that these crystals must be strong and has high melting point as it is not easy to break them into pieces. So the melting point is high and this melting point decreases with increase in size of ions. An example is CaCO3. Now covalent crystals are involved with the forces which are chemical in nature extended in 3 dimensions. These are strong with high melting points. And the last one is metallic crystals. Now these metallic crystals have electrons which are held closely in these types of crystals, and thus since they constitutes of electrons, so they are good conductor of electricity, and these crystals can be bent and they are also strong. Forces are non-directional, so arrangement of atoms frequently corresponds to the closest packing of the sphere. Now we will first deal with the molecular crystals. Since the molecular crystals are made up of van der Waals forces, so their forces are considered to be as non-directional and the structure of the solid should be determined on the basis of packing efficiency, thus giving the closest approach of atoms and therefore the maximum possible interactions. Now if these molecules are considered spherical, efficient packing can be obtained by stacking them one after the other in a systematic manner. So now from these parts we will consider the atoms present there as big spheres. Okay. Now if we learn about the packing in the simple cubic lattice. In the first diagram we have already seen this diagram when we were dealing with solid state part 2 video, and if you have not watched it, I will give the link in the description box as well as the I button present above this video and you can check it out. Now we have considered this kind of model for simple cubic lattice. So these spheres were small, and if we now consider a big sphere which covers these edge lengths as half, then the structure looks like somewhat this. These are the front atoms and the red ones are the back atoms. And if we consider this as A, that is the edge length is considered as A and the radius is considered as 2r, then we know that for a simple cubic lattice each unit cell has one atom, as here each of the sphere contributes 1/8 part. We have already seen in our previous video, that is solid state part 6 video. So now we take the Z as 1, we know, and from this part we can understand that R plus R gives us A. So we can write another equation as A equals to 2R. So finally, since the primitive cubic lattice has only one sphere present in the unit lattice, so we can write the volume occupied by this particular sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube, right? We know that. Or more specifically, we can write v equals to 4 by 3 pi, and if we substitute r by a by 2, then a by 2 whole cube. Okay, now we will see the fraction of total volume occupied by the sphere. So, phi equals to 4 by 3 pi a by 2 whole cube by a cube, that is, this is the volume of the whole unit cell. Right, now we will evaluate this and obtain the value as pi by 6, which is equals to 0.5236. Or phi can be written in percentage, which is equals to 52.36%. Now this structure is relatively open as only this part is being occupied. Now if asked how much part is empty space from the total volume, then if you subtract 1 minus phi, then you will get it as 0.4764. So this part of the total volume is void space or empty space. Now if we go for packing in body centered cubic lattice, there is a body centered sphere, right? So this is placed also here. Now for this case we will consider the diagonal which will be passing through the body, that is starting from this one, then the body centered sphere and the third one towards us. So the diagonal has a length of root 3a. This is the cross diagonal of the cube. So cross diagonal has a length of root 3a. So we can write 4r equals to root 3a. So from here we can obtain the volume of one sphere present here as 4 by 3 pi r cube. Now if we substitute the value, we will get 4 by 3 pi root over 3 by 4 a whole cube, right? From the previous video we know that for the body centered cubic lattice we have z equals to 2, that is 1 for the corners and 1 for the body center. So finally we can write the packing fraction, that is the volume fraction occupied by the sphere, as phi, and it will be equals to 2 into 4 by 3 pi root over 3 by 4 a whole cube divided by a cube, and the value comes about root 3 pi by 8, right? Now it is near about 0.6802, and if we write in percentage it is 68.02%, and from here we can obtain the value of void percentage from 100 minus 5%, right? So this is easy. Now we will deal with the packing in the face centered cubic lattice. So in this case we will consider the face diagonal present in the cube. So let us see what is the value of the face diagonal. So if we consider the face diagonal, then it will be this one, right? So here 4r is equals to root 2a. Okay, and finally we can write the fraction of volume occupied by the molecules is equals to 4 into volume of one atom divided by the volume of whole unit cell. So why 4? We know Z equals to 4 for face centered cubic lattice. So volume of unit cell. Now it is equals to 4 into 4 by 3 pi r cube by a cube. And if we substitute the value, 4 into 4 by 3 pi r cube divided by, we just change the a, we can also change the a, so 16 root 2 r cube. Then our phi comes near about 0.7405, and the phi can be also written in percentage, that is 74.05%. Now we will deal with the closest packing. So closest packing basically tells us that the spheres are such a way arranged that they are in close contact and has maximum possible number of nearest neighbors. So now if we see here in this case, each of the spheres have 6 nearest neighbors just lying in the plane, and 3 spheres is present just above and 3 spheres below the plane. So it has total 12 nearest neighbors. Now we can see from here that location of A, if we see, is occupied by the spheres, whereas B and C are the two different types of voids. If we consider these are the voids, then these are different kinds of voids present. So there can be a second layer of closest packed spheres placed upon the first layer, which is made by the A, and there are two types of arrangements. If the second layer is occupied by either B voids, or it can be occupied by C voids. So basically what we are seeing, that because of the size of the spheres, both types of voids cannot be occupied simultaneously. Okay, so we see these two types of arrangements. The third layer of the closest packed spheres can be formed in two different ways. So if we place B spheres above these A spheres, then we are left with two types of arrangement. That is, there is placement of this void and placement of this void. We name these two types of voids as the void formed by B and A, which is A void, where a molecule is already being present, and here it is made a void which is a C void. So if we place atom just above it, then this type of arrangement is being observed. But if we place again an atom over this, then again A gets repeated. So these two types of closest packing is being observed. That is AB and ABC types. Now these are two symmetrical arrangements which are being observed in different closest packing system. Now specifically we will deal with hexagonal closest packed structure. Now see this one. In this case, there is AB arrangement in HCP, or hexagonal close packing system. Now we will deal with the packing fraction which we will occupy or get from these hexagonal close packing, and we will see or observe that it is nearly equal to FCC packing fraction. Now see, first here from here, this is a HCP packing. So from here we will get the contribution of unit cells. Okay, so contribution of unit cells. So contribution of unit cell will be equal to 3 present here, that is these 3 are completely for these HCP, right? So first we will write 3 plus 2 into half, that is these are the ones, that is these are present only in the faces, so will be occupied by 2 lattices, so 1 and 2, so 2 into half plus 12 into 1 by 6. So these have 1/6 contributions, so here there are 12 numbers, so we have written this. Now we need to know the next step, that is this will come towards as 6. Now fraction of volume occupied by the molecules, so 6 into 4 pi r cube by 3. Okay, now we need to get and do some constructions. Now from D we will drop a perpendicular to this ABC plane, so we have dropped it, and we will name this base as O, and then we will draw another perpendicular from this O to the AD, which we will draw now. So this is our AD and we will drop a perpendicular from O to AD. Now see this one, O to AD perpendicular is being drawn. So now what? Now we will see that this triangle OAC, that is, if we draw this one OAC, this triangle is an equilateral triangle. So h square is equals to OD square, that is height is equals to OD square, which is equals to AD square minus AO square, which we can write from the Pythagoras theorem. So ultimately what we will write, let us see. Keep the diagram side by side, draw the diagram, then come to this slide. H square equals to OD square, and from Pythagoras theorem we can write AD square minus AO square, which is equals to, we know AD equals to this one, AD is value is A, so we can write it as A square minus AO square. Now AO dash into again AO dash can be equals to A by 2 sec 30 degree. We have already obtained this as OAC as 30 degree. So we can write it as sec 30 degree. Now what? Now we will write it as A by 2 by root 3 equals to A by root 3. Now h square comes to be as A square minus A square by 3 equals to 2A square by 3. So h is equals to root over 2 by root over 3A, and we see that this part, this length is C by 2. So ultimately what we can write, this is equals to, height can be again written as C by 2, and from here we can write C equals to 2 root 2 by 3 A, which is equals to 4 root 2 by root 3 R, and from here OA O dash is equals to 60 degree and O dash OA is equals to 30 degree. Now we can see that we have got a relationship between A and R, and this is required to get the volume occupied formula. So let us see this one, fraction of volume occupied by molecules. It is equals to 6 into 4 by 3 pi r cube by 6 into area of triangle ABC into C, that is base into height. So area of triangle ABC, this one, how can we get? It is equals to half A root over 3 2 into A, half into base into height. So from here we can get root 3 by 4 A square. So now see, CE square is equals to AC square minus AE square. So it is equals to A square minus A by 2 whole square, which is equals to root 3 by 2A. And we have just substituted the CE value here. So this is the value of CE. From here we obtain. Next, the last step is fraction volume occupied, right? So phi equals to 6 into 4 by 3 pi r cube into root 3 by 6 into root 3 r square into 4 root 2 r, and this comes to be as pi by 3 root 2, which is equals to 0.7405, and we know that in percentage we can write phi equals to 74.05% and void will be nearly 26%. So this derivation was important and hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to like, share, subscribe and comment.